Have you ever tried to take a non-seasonal color, something like blue, and work it into the gorgeous colors of fall? Well, that is exactly what we're doing today. Hello my sweet friends, and welcome to DIY with Nadia. Today we are doing a swag and we're using gorgeous blues and warm fall oranges. The inspiration for today's swag wreath or wall hanging was actually this sweet little piece, and it says autumn is calling. It is from the Dollar Tree. It has the beautiful buffalo check and it's a small enough piece to go on your swag. One more thing, I wanted to mention what we're using as a base. This is a 5-gallon stir stick you can get at your local hardware store. They usually come in a pack of 3 and they're a few bucks. I feel like this is a great value for your base, and it's a lot cheaper than a yardstick. Granted, a yardstick is longer, but I'm telling you, this makes a huge impact. With that being said, let's get started on our gorgeous fall swag. First thing I always do when starting my stir stick swag is put a little hanging hook right here. I like to use this 22 gauge wire that I get at Michael's. I cut off about 24 inches of that wire, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to divide it into 1/3. So I'm going to have 1/3 on top and 2/3 at the bottom. After giving it a few twists at the narrowest part, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take both of my wires and I'm going to braid them kind of. I'm just going to twist them together. This is what's going to give my hook strength. After I twisted enough for a hook, I'm just going to loop it right here. A little bit left over on this side, and here's my hook. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a few twists. Then I'm going to take what's left over and twist it around my yardstick a few times and twist it around this neck part. I'm going to go around, and then I'm just going to go underneath a few times, and that's it. You can make your hooks any way you want. This is just how I make mine. I have my hook, it's strong, it didn't hurt my fingers at all, and if I pull it, it's going nowhere, which means my wreath is going to hang nicely. I'm going to now flip this over and start on my pipe cleaners. The first thing I want to do is put pipe cleaners in the center of my yardstick. So right there at 10.5, I know that's my halfway mark. I'm going to take one pipe cleaner and put it on one side, which means I'm going to twist it on this end. I'm going to give it 2 twists and just lay it down. I'm going to take a second one and I'm going to fold it over on this side and then give it 2 twists. The next 2 I'm going to put right underneath my hook, and same thing, we're going to twist them on the side, and then the other one's going to go on the other side. The next 2 I'm going to put at 2.5. These 5-gallon stir stick usually come with a little ruler, so at the bottom you always know where 2.5 inches is. We have our 6 pipe cleaners on. I have 2 more left over. These are going to go in between. I always like to secure my pipe cleaners in place on this type of wreath, and the first thing I'm going to do is the bottom part. I'm going to make sure that it's 2.5 inches, and I'm just going to go for it with lots of hot glue. And I'm going to put a little fabric on there, or maybe you have ribbon. I just have a piece of felt that I put on there because I want that connection between the pipe cleaners and the wood to be really nice and secure. So I always put something at the bottom one. The rest of these should stay in place because you are hot gluing to raw wood, but I just do this as a little precaution. The Deco mesh I have is 10 inches by 10 yards. As you can see, my Deco mesh is just plain Deco mesh. There's no foil in it, nothing like that. And I decided to make my cruffles be 26 inches. My board right here is 25. So I'm just going to give it about an inch to the side and start cutting my pieces of Deco mesh. I'm going to cut 8 pieces at 26 inches each. Now it's time to make the cruffle. You're going to need something to help you, like a little clip or a clothespin, and you are ready to start rolling one of the edges. So I'm just going to make maybe 3 rolls to kind of seal in all those edges. Clip it in the center, and then I'm going to go to the other side and make a few curls on this side. When I feel like all the edges are secured, I'm going to put my thumbs in the center and I'm going to just bring the other side towards me. and you have your little cruffle. You can actually turn this upside down, kind of securing those edges, but if you want a more fluffier look, you want the curls to be on top, and that's what I'm going to do here. Then bring it to one of my pipe cleaners. Make sure it's secured and all the way down, and 2 tight twists. On to the next one, a few curls on this side. Clip it, turn it around, and then roll a few times on the other side. Thumbs in the center, and bring it together. With my curls facing up, I'm attaching it to the next pipe cleaner. And that is what I'm going to do to all my pipe cleaners, including these middle ones. My orange is all on, and I know if you're looking at this, you're like, Nadia, it is so bare. You could still see the stir stick. No worries, my friends. We are going to fill that stir stick in with a little bit more Deco mesh, a little bit ribbon, and some other goodies. Next, I'm going to grab some white Deco mesh. Now, I made the mistake of grabbing the one you pull in the center, so I'm going to have to cut this one with scissors because it has a little ribbon. This is specifically to make those flowers, and all you have to do is pull on the ribbon and it kind of curls it. Using the white gorgeous Deco mesh, I'm going to make little curls, and I decided to cut them into 11 inches. You can cut them anywhere from 10 to 12. I'm going to be cutting a total of 16 of these pieces at 11 inches long. Now let's make curls. I'm going to grab my white piece right here, and I'm just doing a light curl. Going to clip it just to hold it in place, and then grabbing a second one, same thing, just curl it loosely, crisscross it, and attach it to the center of the cruffle. And I'm going to do this throughout the whole swag. Now it's time to get started on our ribbon. I'm going to be cutting my really nice ribbon. This one I got at Michael's, and I'm going to be cutting it into 11-inch strips. And I'm actually going to leave it as it is. I'm not going to cut little dovetails, and here's why. Because I'm going to be using this buffalo check from the Dollar Tree. It is really bad on the endings, and it's going to come apart if you're going to do dovetails. So what I like to do is I'm going to cut a straight line. Because I need 11 inches, I'm going to add 2 more, making it maybe 13, 12 and a half, something like that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold these edges. I've done this on few wreaths and it stays in place. You just need to make sure you twist it twice. I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. Going to put the really nice one on top, make a little bundle, and I'm ready to put it on my wreath. The pipe cleaner here, I'm just going to twist, fold over, and then just fold back behind the ribbon. Since I already did one bundle, I'm going to end up cutting the rest of these, and we just need 7 more at this point. And then I'm going to make the rest of my bundles and put them onto my swag. In case you're wondering why I'm not just folding these over and cutting, well, that's because our edges are straight and I want to make sure that my edges are beautiful. Usually with dovetails, I don't care. You can fold them over because all you're going to see from the edge is basically the corners. But when you have a straight line that's going to matter, then yeah, I'm going to take a little care and make sure that my ribbon pieces are straight and beautiful. Here is our swag so far. It is looking so lovely. I'm just going to go ahead and finish all my little bundles going all the way around the swag. Now I got my little picture. I'm going to turn it around. This seems to be really secured on there, so I'm just going to grab a pipe cleaner and put it through a few twists, and I'm done with the top portion. With this portion, I'm just going to do a really generous amount of hot glue, then put my pipe cleaner on and a piece of felt, a ribbon, whatever you have, more hot glue, and this goes right on top. And then we're going to attach it to our swag. Let me pull my pipe cleaners through to the back. Now that we have that in place, I'm going to bring in some fall foliage, and this is is very pretty. It's like this greenish bluish one. This is from the Dollar Tree, and these are leftovers from last year. So I do have two with pumpkins. I'm going to put those at the top and the bottom. Then I have some leaves just like this, and I have one with berries. So what I decided to do is the one with berries I'm going to put next to my little sign right here, and it's just a nice balance of the sign being crooked, little berries on the side, and then pumpkins at the top and the bottom, and then the leaves here and there. To attach these, you can either use hot glue or some pipe cleaners. I would like to use floral wire, and I'm just going to grab pieces of floral wire, and right here where the leaves and the pumpkins are, I'm going to weave it so it stays in place. So I'm going to go in and out, across this way, across that way, just to make sure it's nice and secure. And I'm going to go in between the two that are on top. Same thing with this one. Twist the two pieces together. Going to fold this in so it goes in nicely, and then attach it to my stir stick. In the back, I'm just twisting it in place, cutting off the excess, and just folding it back. With the greenery, I put an empty set of leaves on one side at the top, then the one with the pumpkin on the other side, the one with the berries next to the picture, then empty leaves, and I have one more to attach, which is the pumpkin, and I'm going to do it on the other side of these leaves. This swag is all done, and I love the fact that we brought some warm fall oranges with buffalo check, and with this gorgeous bluish green right here, and this little sign from the Dollar Tree. Thank you so much for watching. In the comments below, I would love to hear what fall theme you're doing this year. If it's something that's non-traditional, if it's traditional, I would love to know. If you enjoyed this video and love wreath tutorials, please consider subscribing to my channel, hitting the thumbs up, and also hitting the bell so you know every time I post a video. With that being said, thank you so much for spending some time with me, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye-bye, my sweet friends. Mwah!